Have you ever found yourself charmed by someone's words, only to later discover that their intentions were far from genuine? Or perhaps you had friends who cheered the loudest in your moments of triumph, but vanished the moment you faced a challenge. These scenarios aren't uncommon, especially in today's fast-paced, competitive world, where maintaining true bonds is becoming increasingly difficult. Today, I want to share the wisdom of Acharya Chanakya, an ancient thinker whose insights are as relevant now as they were centuries ago. He spoke about the types of people we should be wary of. Those who, despite their smiles and apparent friendship, could lead us into traps of betrayal and disappointment. Let's begin with the first type, the overly sweet talker. Have you noticed how some individuals always seem to be overly complimentary, showering you with praise and agreeing with everything you say? While it might feel nice at first, Chanakya cautions us to be on guard. Why? Because excessive sweetness often masks hidden motives. These people can be expert manipulators who use kind words as a tool to win trust and exploit it. To today's youth, who face an overwhelming mix of influencers, peers, and even colleagues on social media, this is particularly relevant. Not every smiling face behind a screen is a friend. Moving on to the second type, the fair weather friend. How many of us have seen friendships that thrive when life is easy and smooth but dissolve at the first sign of difficulty? Chanakya reminds us that true loyalty isn't proven when times are good, but when challenges arise. Youngsters today, who are often surrounded by large social circles, need to understand the value of discerning between acquaintances and genuine friends. True friends are those who stand by your side when the applause fades and silence sets in. Next, we come to the excessively flattering one. This type may sound familiar. These are the individuals who constantly inflate your ego, making you feel like the smartest and most accomplished person in the room. But here's the catch. Their approval is more about gaining an advantage for themselves than celebrating you. Such people are driven by personal agendas. To the younger generation seeking validation from online likes, this principle is crucial. Don't let your worth be defined by hollow praise. Then there is the jealous companion. Jealousy is a powerful, often destructive force. Chanakya observed that even a friend who appears supportive can secretly harbor envy. And this envy can turn into actions that undermine or harm you. Young people today face this challenge more than ever in a world driven by comparison. Grades, careers, relationships, you name it. Be aware that jealousy cloaked as friendship can be as dangerous as open hostility. Fifth on our list is the chronic liar. Chanakya believed that trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. A person who lies habitually, whether about big or small matters, destroys that foundation. In today's world of misinformation and social media filters, where truth can often be blurred, it's easy to be misled. We must learn to question the intentions of those who distort reality. Now let's discuss the boastful person. We all know that one person who never stops talking about their achievements, the one who feels the need to be the star of every story. While confidence is admirable, boasting often points to deeper insecurity and a need to create an exaggerated self-image. This can lead to trust issues, as you may find that what they promise or claim is less reliable than it appears. For young individuals who are exposed to a culture of highlights online, knowing the difference between genuine confidence and mere boasting is key. Finally, we have the selfish helper. Initially, such a person might seem like a great ally. After all, they offer assistance and seem dependable. But beware, as their help comes with strings attached. Their support is conditional, and the moment it no longer serves their interest, they disappear. For young people building careers and networks, recognizing these hidden agendas is essential. The world is full of people who will use kindness as a currency, investing only where they see a return. In conclusion, Chanakya's wisdom on these first 7 types of people serves as a reminder that not all who appear friendly are trustworthy. As we navigate through life, especially during the formative years. Learning to identify these traits can save us from disappointment and guide us towards meaningful, trustworthy relationships. As we continue our journey through the wisdom of Acharya Chanakya, let's delve deeper into the types of individuals he advises us to be cautious of. In our previous discussion, we uncovered the dangers posed by overly sweet talkers, fair-weather friends, flatterers, jealous companions, chronic liars, boastful individuals, and selfish helpers. Today, we move forward to more subtle yet equally significant traits that can erode trust. Let's start with the gossip spreader. Have you ever confided in someone only to find out later that your private matters became the topic of conversation among others? Chanakya teaches us that those who habitually share others' secrets will not hesitate to spread yours as well. This is especially relevant in today's world where private conversations can be amplified through social media in an instant. To today's youth, who value connection and communication, remember, someone who thrives on the drama of gossip is not someone you should trust with your innermost thoughts. Next, consider the emotionally unstable. This might sound harsh at first, but Chanakya's insight points to those who swing dramatically between emotions, from joy to rage, from support to abandonment, without warning. People with erratic behavior can be difficult to rely on. Trust is built on consistency, and when someone's mood or loyalty shifts as quickly as the wind, it's impossible to feel secure. For the younger generation, who often encounter people with varying levels of emotional stability in friendships and relationships, learning to spot these patterns early can prevent confusion and heartache. Then, we have the opportunist. This type of person can be hard to recognize at first because they are often friendly and helpful, but only as long as it benefits them. They seize opportunities and change their allegiances without warning to get ahead. In a world driven by competition, especially among students and young professionals trying to build their careers, it's crucial to distinguish between those who genuinely care for you and those who will use you as a stepping stone. Acharya Chanakya's teachings remind us that trusting an opportunist comes at the cost of your peace and stability. Moving on, beware of the greedy person. Greed can drive people to actions they would otherwise avoid, often leading them to betray trust for personal gain. Whether it's someone looking for financial advantage or a peer who takes credit for a group project's success, the outcome is the same: broken trust and disappointment. In a world that often glorifies wealth and status, understanding the impact of greed on human behavior is essential for today's youth. Trust someone driven by greed, and you may find that your interests are sacrificed for their ambitions. Now let's reflect on the arrogant leader. While confidence and ambition are valuable, arrogance distorts judgment and hinders honest communication. An arrogant individual tends to overestimate their abilities and downplay the contributions of others. Such behavior makes it difficult to build true teamwork and trust. In school, at work, or within social circles, being cautious of individuals whose pride overrides their integrity can help you avoid toxic dynamics. Next on our list is the financially reckless. This is someone who shows carelessness with their finances, a trait that often spills over into other aspects of their life. Trusting a person who is reckless with money can lead to complications, especially if your finances or reputation become entangled with theirs. For young adults starting out on their own, understanding financial responsibility is vital. Associating with financially reckless individuals could put your own stability at risk. Finally, there's the habitual critic. Constructive criticism helps us grow, but there are people who seem to find fault in everything. Such individuals are not driven by the desire to help others improve, but by their own insecurities. Constant negativity erodes trust and can create an environment of doubt and low morale. In friendships, relationships, and work environments, being around a chronic critic can leave you feeling undervalued and demotivated. Recognizing this trait and setting boundaries can protect your mental well-being. In summary, Chanakya's advice on these types of people: gossip spreaders, emotionally unstable individuals, opportunists, the greedy, arrogant leaders, the financially reckless, and habitual critics. teaches us that trust should not be given lightly. These insights guide us in recognizing behaviors that can prevent us from forming connections that might later harm us. As we continue to explore the profound wisdom of Acharya Chanakya, let's delve into the final set of individuals he warns us against trusting. These insights are invaluable, especially in the context of our fast-paced, interconnected world. We've already discussed those who spread gossip, exhibit emotional instability, seek opportunistic gains, embody greed, display arrogance, act recklessly with finances, and indulge in relentless criticism. Today, we'll uncover more subtle but equally significant behaviors that erode trust. Let's begin with the overly suspicious. Have you ever met someone who questions every action, doubts every intention, and is constantly on guard? While a healthy dose of skepticism is necessary, perpetual suspicion signals deep-rooted insecurity and a lack of trust in others. Chanakya reminds us that building a trusting relationship with someone who doubts everything is nearly impossible. To today's youth, especially those who strive for genuine connections, be mindful of those who always anticipate betrayal. Their suspicion can cloud your judgment and create an environment filled with anxiety and second-guessing. Next, we have the overly cautious. This might seem counterintuitive, as caution is often seen as a virtue. However, Chanakya's teachings highlight that an excessively cautious person can become paralyzed by their fear of making mistakes. Such individuals tend to avoid taking responsibility or making commitments, leaving you vulnerable when support is needed most. For young professionals or students collaborating on projects or building teams, this type of person can undermine progress and weaken the foundation of trust essential for success. Consider the excessively friendly. While it's great to meet warm, outgoing individuals, there is a line between genuine friendliness and excessive, superficial warmth. Chanakya teaches us that those who try too hard to be liked or act overly friendly often have hidden agendas. Their behavior may stem from a desire to manipulate or control. To those navigating social dynamics, remember that true friendship is built over time through shared experiences and mutual respect, not through exaggerated gestures. Then there is the silent observer. On the surface, this may seem harmless, even wise. However, someone who consistently avoids voicing their opinions or commitments might be concealing their true intentions. Chanakya's insight here is subtle but crucial. Trust requires open communication. If someone remains silent in moments where honesty and engagement are needed, they may not be as trustworthy as they seem. For young people building friendships and professional relationships, it's essential to recognize that silence can sometimes signal deceit or lack of loyalty. Moving on, beware of the person who shows no gratitude. Gratitude is the foundation of trust and mutual respect. When someone is unable to appreciate help or acknowledge support, it's a sign of entitlement or selfishness. Chanakya warns that such individuals are unlikely to return kindness or loyalty when the situation is reversed. To today's youth, who value partnerships and teamwork, understanding the importance of gratitude is key. If someone doesn't express appreciation, they are unlikely to be reliable when it counts. Next is the manipulative charmer. This type of person uses charm not as a natural trait, but as a calculated tool to bend others to their will. They often disguise their true intentions behind compliments and seemingly supportive behavior, but only when it suits their agenda. For young adults who often encounter different social groups, recognizing this behavior is crucial. Charm without sincerity is a red flag that shouldn't be ignored. Lastly, we reach the pessimist. While realism and healthy caution are important, persistent pessimism drains hope and stifles progress. A person who always anticipates the worst outcome creates an atmosphere of doubt and discouragement. Chanakya's teachings remind us that surrounding ourselves with people who only see obstacles will erode our confidence and make it difficult to take meaningful steps forward. For students and young professionals, a positive outlook is essential for growth, so avoid placing your trust in those who perpetually dwell in negativity. In conclusion, Chanakya's guidance on identifying these types of individuals, the overly suspicious, excessively cautious, overly friendly, silent observer, ungrateful person, manipulative charmer, and the pessimist, helps us guard our trust wisely. Recognizing these traits in our personal and professional relationships can protect us from future pain and disappointment. As we continue to grow and forge connections, let us apply these timeless principles to ensure our trust is placed in those who truly deserve it. Thank you for joining me as we completed this Acharya Chanakya's wisdom. May these insights guide you toward more discerning and fulfilling relationships.